It would appear that our Helganquil host really has fulfilled its end of the bargain.
You know what that means. Time to go to Rena.
I guess this means we should give that warp drive a spin.
There's nothing here. This weird ocean we're surrounded by just stretches out everywhere. Is this really where the Helganquil come from?
I don't sense even a trace of astral energy. This world is dead.
Then this must be the hollowing.
You mean to tell me this whole world, the entire ocean is that stuff?
And it's covering everything. The entire planet.
This is what the Great Spirit does. After it depleted this planet of every last speck of astral energy, it went after Dahna.
So arresting. This world of doom.
Back in its day, Rena was probably just as vibrant as Dahna is. But after being robbed of its astral energy for so long, those days are gone and past. This is all that will remain.
So the Great Spirit took everything. It stole energy not just from living beings, but the land, the sea, everything.
And it bound the Helganquil in servitude, until their whole world was nothing but this. And by the looks of it, that's how it remains to this day. A world of death and emptiness.
With nothing left here to consume, the Great Spirit turned its sights on Dahna, looking for another host.
You're saying if we don't stop it, this is what Dahna's going to look like?
We can be sure that even these few remaining remnants of Renan life will not be spared in the end.
If the oblivion and darkness both Shion and Naori saw comes to pass, nothing will survive. It looks like we can climb down from there. Let's take a look.
So this is Rena. This is where everything began. Yet it's a dead world?
I won't let Dahna suffer the same fate, ever.
A hollowed ocean as far as the eye can see. What do you think would happen if we fell in?
What do you mean, what would happen? You'd drown, wouldn't you?
Come to think of it, I don't believe I've heard of someone ever trying. Perhaps you'd like the glory of being the first?
Nah, I'll pass.
This is essentially a world-sized Renan graveyard. Are you proposing to disturb the dead slumber just to satisfy your curiosity, Law?
No, because I said I passed.
Taking an interest is understandable, but let's not forget where we are. This place deserves our respect.
Looks like we're not going to be hearing the end of this one for a while.
You'd think I was already snorkeling in it or something. So the idea is to seal the Great Spirit inside the Renaissance Alma using the Sovereign and Maiden's power. But just how do we do that exactly?
I'm guessing it won't be as easy as holding a spirit channeling ceremony at our leisure.
I already had wielded astral energy once 3 centuries ago. As for suppressing her thorns, Shion's had a lifetime's experience. The problem isn't just our enemy's strength. It's that it's sentient, too. And you can bet anything you like it's not going to just sit back and let us destroy it.
In other words, we need to find some way to weaken it in advance. The Great Spirit, that is.
Back when Shion's thorns flew out of control, we were able to deal with them directly. If this is their host, they should be even more corporeal here.
If that's the case, it should make them easier to attack at least. And if we can manage to divert enough energy away from the spirit's core, even temporarily,
We might just be able to weaken it enough to steal the Renis Alma, which we can then use to seal it away forever. It won't be easy, but it's our only shot. Time to buckle up. Question for you. Let's say, knock on wood, everything turns out for the best.
What'll the world be like? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of this, do you really think everything will be that different?
A lot will have to change, that's for sure. The world will have to adjust to so much. My only worry is if those changes turn out to be merely skin deep.
what do you mean?
It's well and good putting an end to Renin rule. But if it just turns the tables, it's all for naught.
That's true. Just as bad if the Dahnans started pressing their own.
Renins, Dahnans, astral art users, mages. The world is full of labels used to divide and separate people.
If only we could see differences like that for what they are. No different as someone having a musical talent or being good with their hands. Not differences so much as characteristics.
It will take someone in power to set an example. But with time, people will follow. And then, perhaps one day,
There will no longer be any need for the example. It will have become second nature.
That's where we come in. We can set the example. Imagine it. A world where magic and astral arts are used to help people. Where that's the norm rather than the exception.
Yeah, you're right, Rinwell. Why wait for somebody else? We can show them ourselves. We've reached our destination.
Hey.
Yes.
Just great.
How's this?
Got it.
Hey! Yay!
All right.
Hey! Hey, I just realized something!
Is this about dinner last night? I didn't realize those ingredients were off.
What? No! I mean, wait, you fed us rotten food?
Rinwell, the point.
Oh, yeah, right. So I was thinking about those armored soldiers we've seen. There are regular Renins inside them, right?
Yeah, they're designed to make whoever's wearing them stronger. At least, I think that's the idea.
Right. So it kind of begs the question then, why are they made so huge?
I don't know, makes them more intimidating, I guess? Or maybe all that tech wizardry inside takes up a lot of space.
You don't think it's weird how the armored soldiers are the exact same height as the Helganquil?
Can't say I'd ever noticed it till now. And?
Connect the dots, Law!
Okay, let me get this straight. You think the armored suits might have originally been designed to allow Renins to work alongside the Helganquil?
Huh. But if that's true, what would that mean?
It would mean... just that, I guess. But still, don't you think it's kind of interesting?
Not hugely. Hey, Kisara, while I've got you, what's on tonight's menu? Because I was thinking, maybe meat?
Get him, Hootle.
What did I do?
Oh, now you want to listen. Keep pecking, Hootle!
Ow! Seriously, what the hell?
I never realized before just how hot this place is. It's like being inside a fire.
You're only just noticing? Ah, yes, forgive me. The whole lack of sensory feedback situation.
That's the one. It's hard to believe I once worked in this soup, let alone helped spearhead a revolution.
And all with the mask concealing your face. It must have been very grimy beneath that.
Back then, we had our plates full enough dealing with constant abuse from our Renan overlords. It never occurred to me the air itself was oppressive in its own way. My head's spinning just with the effort it takes to walk.
I think that's called heat stroke. You might want to take a sip of water.
You mean that water that's been festering under the sun for days? I wouldn't chance it without boiling it first.
Oh, I know! I'll go to the dock and fetch us some clean water.
Water alone won't suffice. You'll need to ensure his sodium levels are replenished as well.
In that case, let's see if we can rustle up some rock salt. Alphen, you go cool off in the shade for a while. Xion, stay and keep an eye on him.
And then there were two.
Bit of an overreaction, but it's still kind of them.
Maybe it's not the time, but this place brings back memories.
I know what you mean. We're back where it all started.
You don't ever regret meeting me sometimes, do you?
Are you kidding? You started all of this. Bringing down the wall, retrieving my sense of self. I have no regrets.
Welcome back, Law.
You know, guys, when you think about it, we've taken out a lot of Zeugles. Like, a whole lot.
You can say that again. If one thing's for certain in this world, it's that wherever we go, we'll always end up bumping into them.
Isn't it weird that they're still so plentiful? You don't think the Renans have, like, a ranch where they breed them, do you?
Certainly in all of my years, I've never heard of them constructing such a massive facility on Dahna, let alone up in Lenegis.
The only thing I can think of, then, is that the feral ones must be reproducing on their own.
There's also no organized effort on our part to hunt them down, so it's difficult to fully exterminate them.
Exterminate them? Whoa, don't you think that's maybe a little harsh?
What do you mean?
Zeugles originally used to be living creatures native to Dahna and Rena, right? Being genetically modified isn't their fault.
You're right. Zeugles were only created because of us Renans. We altered the original creatures to suit our own ends.
First, people made Zeugles, and then we let them go. And now we're trying to kill them because they're a threat. They really have only seen the very worst, huh?
I hope we find a way to be able to live side by side with them one day.
It's a nice thought, but they attack towns and cities. What else are we supposed to do?
Aside from the strays that have gone wild, it's worth remembering that Renans are able to keep them somewhat under control.
If we had distinct territories that didn't overlap, that might reduce the danger they pose.
Well, I guess when you look at it that way, maybe people and Zeugles aren't so different after all.
Hey, Alfred, what do you think of that chick over there?
Doesn't look like she really works out.
I'm not talking about her muscles, you dummy!
Okay, off we go.
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
We've reached our destination.
Hey, if we find anyone who needs help here...
I know. We'll make sure to ask what's wrong.
Yeah! Hey.
Uh-huh.
Yeah! Just great.
I guess... Thanks.
Huh?
Well... All right.
All right.
I guess.
Whew.
Got it.
I think Hoodle senses something.
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
Is this the barrier that's keeping the Zoogle that Nath mentioned?
Looks like it. Our Zoogle pal should be on the other side.
This barrier is weird. It looks old and half-finished. Plus, he said it was okay to break.
I mean, we won't need it anymore once the Zoogle's gone, right? So what does it matter? Did they really think that barrier was enough for a Zoogle like that?
It was. That thing was sturdier than you give it credit for.
Really? So that's the Zoogle, huh? This should be a piece of cake.
Don't get careless, Law.
I'd steer clear of that Zoogle if I were you.
Damn.
It's on! Eat this! Bet that shell's hiding something tasty.
Let's keep up the pressure!
Hit a word!
Burning through!
I'll finish you here and now! An astral art?
That's
Now
like
you see
you!
what I can watch there!
Shut him down!
Here's a healing art! First aid!
Appreciate the help.
You picked the wrong spot!
Here, let me help.
First aid!
I'll finish you here
By
and
the
now!
power of force!
No thing comes to an end. Not my fight.
I'll take you all on. Ha! Flare the Molotov!
Resuscitation!
Here, let me help.
First aid! Here's a healing art! First aid! Art expert coming through!
My head's spinning just watching you.
Now we're ready.
Ray! First aid!
You paid for that!
Here's a healing art! First aid! Resuscitation! Eat dirt!
Carve through armor!
Away! Crush!
That'll bring you down! First aid! Hold on to your art! Here I come! Got you! Not on my watch! None shall escape! Ray! Mega Ray! Here's a healing art! First aid! Our expert coming through! None not on my watch! None shall escape my judgment! Ray! Think again!
I'll smash you!
By the power of flame! By the power of flame! Vanish without a trace! Explosion! Think again!
Nice work!
First aid!
Oh! Now I'm real mad!
Here's a healing art! First aid! Think again! You're open! Hold on to your
Not
heart!
today!
Here I come!
Flaming meteor!
There! And again!
Double demon fang! You picked the wrong fight!
Gravitas field! Switch to offense! By the power of flame! Vanish without a trace!
Internalization!
Flaming meteor!
The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
Spread! By the power of flame! Vanish without a trace! Explosion! Strike!
Make it rain!
Alvin! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! Azure Storm!
Resuscitation! Here's a healing art! First aid! Think again! Now! Here, let me help! First aid!
Shield and fang!
A freezing storm!
It looks like we made a mess!
Try to dodge!
Strong!
Then I'll split it open!
Be my guest!
Let you all down.
Enough with this! A new leaf
I
is
have no limits! Pull it together, Law.
Sorry, right. I'm calm.
Resuscitation! Here's a healing art! First aid! Don't give up! Resuscitation! Here's a healing art! First aid! Resuscitation! Here, let me help! First aid!
What's this?
Here's a healing art! First aid!
Their arts were interrupted!
Here's a healing art! First aid! Here's a healing art! First aid! Here, let me help! First aid!
Swallow blade!
Resuscitation!
Denied!
Think again!
I'm in
How do
trouble.
you like
Call
being
a doctor.
pounded in? If there was one, we would have called it.
That's a good
First
point.
aid! First aid!
Burn in hell! It's gonna attack!
Right, watch out!
Train harder.
Here's a healing art! First aid! Think again! You're open!
Now you see what I can do.
I can feel the medicine working. First aid! This can't be happening. Here's a healing art! First aid!
I've let you all down.
Here, let me help. First aid!
This one's mine!
Lightning strike! Think again! No defense! Here's a healing art! First aid! Here, let me help! First ready!
Not my finest.
Shield again! Here's a healing art! First aid! Resuscitation! Here's a healing art! First aid!
Why'd you heal me?
To stop you dying? Think
right.
again! You're open! First aid!
I've let you all down.
First aid! Here's a healing arc! First aid! First aid!
That move! So now you're getting serious?
Here comes a big one!
First aid! First aid!
I don't know what I'd do without you.
Perhaps now isn't the time?
I really don't.
Healing art! First aid!
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare the Molotov!
Here, let me help! First aid!
Blazing see what I can do!
Ice tornado! None shall escape my judgment! Ray!
This one's mine!
By the power of flame! Vanish without a trace! Explosion! Burning strike! Think again! You're open!
I'm on to flaming lightning! It would be nice to be let free!
First aid! Here's a healing art! First aid!
Not today!
Swallow Tiger Blade! Watch
First aid!
I can carve through armor!
Spray!
Watch this!
Think again! Now!
To be let free!
This one's mine!
Burning strike!
This one's
First aid!
Now you're getting serious?
First aid!
Can't get out of this!
First aid! Think again! Now!
Not my fight!
No defense!
Ignite!
Resuscitation!
Demon Fang! Double... Demon Fang!
Ready to go!
Not my finest!
Hurricane strike! Resuscitation! First aid! First aid!
I'm sorry to be a bother.
We've all got enough on our plates.
Yes, ma'am!
Think again! No more playing nice!
Watch it!
Royal Guard colors are shining through!
Fancy joining the regiment? I can beat you into shape in no time.
I'm good! By the power of flame! Tiger Blade! By the power of Think again!
This one's mine!
Now!
So much for sitting this fight out.
That wouldn't be a complaint, I suppose.
Nope, that'd be silly.
It looks like we made a mess!
None shall escape my judgment! Ray!
I'm right behind you!
Think again! Now!
Flame inside is yours to be let free!
Evil God! Think again! You're open!
Plasma shock!
Now do you see what I can do?
None shall escape my judgment! Ray! None shall escape
Now,
my judgment!
while it's reeling!
Take it down! Ray!
I'll smash you!
Not today!
Take it! By the power of flame! Vanish without a trace! Explosion! Here's a healing art! First aid! What the?
You...
I can't lose!
Stay away from my friend!
Here's a healing art! First aid! Here, let me help!
Can't end
First
here!
aid! Here's a healing art! First aid! Here, let me help! First aid! Here's a healing art! Resuscitation!
Not done yet!
Resuscitation! Here, let me help! First aid! This one's mine! Here's a healing art! First aid! Here, let me help! First aid! That'll bring you down! Think you can fly?
I can carve through armor!
All mine!
Here,
Not now, not ever!
first aid! Here's a healing art! First aid!
Demon
Don't
Fang!
deny!
Double Demon Fang! Finish it!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Huh? What's a letter doing in a place like this?
Hell if I know. I highly doubt that Zoogle was trying to guard it. Still, somebody must have left it for some... Law.
Huh? What's up?
Something up?
It's from my old man. My dear son, I wonder how things will be between us by the time you read this.
In any case, I first want to congratulate you on all that you've accomplished. Making it this far requires a strong body, fine technique, an unwavering spirit, and most of all, friends that you can count on. If you have all of that, then I, as your father, have nothing to worry about. Those things together will always keep you on the right path. That brings me to what I really wish to discuss with you. As with all of us, there will someday come a time when you'll be a grown man who can and must think and act for himself. Whether you'll live in a world where blood will no longer be spilled between Dahnans and Renans, or when that day arrives, nobody can say. But even if peace still eludes us then, you'll have to decide how to live in this world. Listen to others with an open heart, but don't be swept away by their words. Always live on your terms. One more thing. If I ever see you again, I hope to say this to you in person, but neither of us knows what tomorrow may bring. Know this. Whatever you think of me, and what I've done, your mother and I love you very, very much.
And there's nothing in this whole world that will ever change that. Your father, Zephyr.
Zephyr.
I can't believe he's only telling me all this after he's gone. What am I supposed to do with this?
Zephyr once told me that living freely meant being your own master. I think he wanted to make sure you know how he felt one way or another. What you do with that knowledge is up to you.
But that still doesn't explain why his father left that letter for him here, of all places.
Don't forget, we were led to this place. We may well get some answers if we go back to the source of all this.
Hoo-hoo! Hoo-hoo-hoo!
What a wonderful treasure this is.
The design of this equipment is really interesting.
must really like it, Alphen.
Always good to be back in familiar territory. Hey.
Hey. I guess... No way. Damn. Whew.
All right.
This is...
Thanks.
You okay, Law? You seem kind of quiet.
I'm fine. Just feels a little weird returning home now that my dad's not here, I guess. Oh man, sorry. I didn't mean to bum you out too.
So I guess that means you'll be visiting your dad's grave while you're here. Right, Law?
His grave? What are you, nuts? There is no grave. The Rena would only destroy it the moment they found it.
Back before Calaglia was liberated, dead slaves would be dumped in mass burial sites. Either that or thrown on top of a bonfire. We got used to cremating our own to deny them the pleasure. Then we'd sprinkle the ashes from high up as a way of returning them to the motherland.
It's all we could do. That's the ceremony we had when my mom died, too.
But that was back then, right? Calaglia is liberated now. There's nothing to stop you from raising a true grave anymore.
I suppose you've got a point. Once you've been doing something for generations, though, it sort of begins to take root. It's a tradition of its own now.
My dad wouldn't want that anyway. Cheap and simple, he'd say. Besides, I can't treat him differently than my mom. They might not end up meeting on the other side.
I hadn't thought of it like that. Wow, imagine. The two of them reunited, back home where they belong. They're probably watching over us right now, at one with great Dahna. There's something almost poetic about it.
That's why I can't afford to screw up. If I know my pops, something as paltry as death won't stop him from coming to box my ears. Still, better than being left alone, I guess. Better than never knowing. You hear that, Dad? I'll make you proud. You'll see.
Looks like we get to sleep with a roof over our heads.
Hey.
Hey! Yes!
Right.
Sure.
I don't believe this! Ah!
Okay! Great! Good.
Nice work! Ah!
But this is...
Wow.
Yes!
Oh!
Amazing!
Nice work! Very nice!
Thanks.
Yes!
We finally made it.
Hey.
Yes! Oh!
Yay! What? Yeah!
Yes!
Yeah! We avoided getting roasted in that ring, but what we could really use is something to cap this off.
Sure. Got any ideas on what would be good?
Mabo curry. Fried bread stuffed with curry.
You'd probably buy out the whole stock.